Morning guys, so I guess this is one of the sessions which has been most requested for me to do, and I thought I would finally get around to making it because it is a Friday and it is our active mobility day. So I am going to do a session on back bends and everything basically back stretchy related. So that would be like bridges, walks, lots of different exercises to do with that. We're going to start off, if you're nice and warm. If you're not nice and warm, just do a warm up. So you are on our hands and knees. And we're going to start off into our cat-cow. So to our cat position, really rounding of the spine, and then into the cow, dropping the lumbar spine as low as we can, and then to the cat, rounding, and then back down. So really controlled, slowly. We're just going to do 5 of these. Loosen the back a little bit because we have got an intense back session today. And let's just do 2 more. So rounding up, and then down, up, and down, and relax. Next we're going to go into our normal cobra. Just again, so we're warming up, normal kind of way, driving, pressing up into elbows. If you want a bit more of a stretch, just bring up onto the arms and then pressing the chest and body weight going backwards. Make sure you're keeping the legs together in this, just because you're going to get more of a stretch. And then let's just sit back into child's pose, dropping the shoulders down to the ground. If you want to, you can just bring one shoulder side to side to get a little bit of a shoulder stretch as well, which is what we need for some of the bridges. And then let's just drop back onto our front, pressing up into a cobra, driving the chest backwards, and then sitting back on the heels and dropping your shoulders down to the ground, just going into a shoulder wiggle. So because bridges require quite a lot of thoracic mobility, we're also going to stretch out the thoracic spine, and we get the shoulders as well. So just placing your elbows on a raised surface like a box or a bed, you can link the hands and you're just going to try and press the shoulders as low down to the ground, and then curve the spine as well to get a back stretch. You'll probably feel it stretching the triceps, the shoulders, and then you'll get the spine as well. And just dropping down as low as you can. And relax. And the last kind of basic stretch we're going to do before going into more advanced stretches, so we're just going to bring one knee across the hips, dropping down to the ground. Bring the other arm the other way, keep the shoulders on the ground. And then changing to the other side. And relax. So the first thing we're going to probably go into today is a chest roll. If you haven't done one of these before, you will know that, well, you won't know, you will find out they're quite tricky. They're a case of you want to drive the legs up and then immediately over to get into the right position. And also you want to have like a soft kind of surface, not too soft, not too hard, below the neck, because otherwise you probably will find it's quite a lot on the neck. So we are just literally rolling into position, aiming to place the feet on the ground, then coming back up. So it might take a little while to get used to it, but starting this position, hands are turned, so the palms are facing the ground, rolling forwards, feet down to the ground if you can, and then back up. So what I imagine most of you will be at is you're going to try and attempt to roll, you're going to get your feet to about there, and then you're going to come back. And that's absolutely fine now because it'll be a work in progress and it'll take a little bit of time to get used to the movement and also to get that back flexibility. So we're just going to try 5 attempts. So rolling forwards, feet down to the ground, and then coming back, and that will be 1. So in between each attempt, let's just take a bit of time. If you need to grab a drink, You don't want to drink too much water, but you want to make sure you're staying hydrated within this session. So let's go for the second one, onto the knees, hands tucked underneath, 3, 2, 1, off we go. And back. So I'm going to give you the option, if you are quite flexible like me, once the legs get down to the bend, they get down to the floor, you can attempt to straighten both of them. I don't want you straightening one at a time, because that can kind of cause a twist in the back, which can eventually lead to injury. I prefer you to attempt to straighten both legs, but only if your feet are on the floor and you feel comfortable in that position. So let's go for the third one. And straighten. And then back up. Take a bit of time, get your breath, then we're going to do 2 more. Honestly, if you can't do it at the moment, I'm not worried at all because it's going to take a little bit of time. Just attempting to get that confidence to drive the feet forwards. I'm going to do one actually facing this way just so you can see. Looks like from a side angle. So you can just about see me there. And let's go for the fourth one. 3, 2, 1. And straightening. And then back. And we've got 1 more to go. So again, take 20 seconds or so. If you need a little bit longer, just pause the video. Then we go into the last one, and then we'll do some more back mobility exercises. So in 3, 2, 1. And straighten the legs. And back. Good. So the back should be feeling quite a lot more flexible now. And the next exercise we're going to go into is a bridge position. I'm going to turn this mat around just so you can see a little bit better. Side angle. When coming into a bridge position, we want to start with our feet on the ground, and we want to start with our back on the ground and our hands trying to tuck underneath the shoulder position. So underneath the shoulders. So first we need to make sure that your shoulders are actually that flexible to get them to tuck underneath. We're then going to press up into a bridge. The aim is to try and get the legs straight and then pushing over the shoulders. But what you're probably going to find is you might be more like this position, and if that is the case, then I really want you to focus on getting the armpits to the wall. And then we're going to hold for about 5 seconds, come down, and then we're just going to go into some rocks. So we're going to go into 3 rocks in between each one, and that will be our recovery. 2, 3, and then we go again. So we're going to do 3 of these. So if you can, we're going to aim to get into the perfect bridge. If you're new to bridges, then just aim to get into a bridge position. In 3. So hands tucked underneath the shoulders. 2, 1, and pressing up. Trying to get the feet together. Pushing the armpits to the wall behind you. 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down into our rocks. Number 1. Again, if you have got any questions on these, you can always drop them below. If you need some extra help, then do let me know, because obviously I do also offer online coaching. Okay, let's go into the second one. So, hands underneath the shoulders. Make sure they're really tucked underneath the shoulders. Pressing up into our bridge. Pushing the armpits to the wall and straightening the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming down into the rocks. So 1, 2, 3. Now again, a bridge, if you haven't worked on the strength, is going to be quite difficult, because obviously you do have to push yourself into that position. So again, you want to try and start focusing on things like press-ups or an overhead press, so you're doing your horizontal and your vertical presses. This is going to help with your upper body strength and helping to push into that bridge. So let's go into the last repetition. So hands underneath the shoulders, and let's push up. Trying to join the feet together and straighten the legs if you can. Push out for the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming down and into our rocks. 1, 2, and last one, 3, and relax. So the next position we're going to do is a swan on the mat. This is where we're laying on our front, we're grabbing our feet, and then we're aiming to try and press up. So if you want to press up into a full swan, you might want to turn the direction of the hands and then you can fully straighten the legs. If you're not that flexible, then have the hands this way and then just try and lift as high as you can. So we're going to do 3 of these positions and we're going to hold for about 10 seconds. So starting in front, grabbing your feet, whether you want to go this way or that way is up to you, and then lifting up for 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So let's go for 2 more. Again, mine is quite unrealistic if you just started. Like obviously I've been doing flexibility a long time, I'm naturally very flexible, and so I can do that. A lot of you guys are going to be just struggling to even grab your ankles, and that's fine, I just want you to hold that position. So let's go into 2 more. Grabbing the feet, I'm just going to do this version, and holding, so trying to lift the chest as high as you can, the legs as high, straighten the legs if you can, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then dropping back down. We've got 1 more to go. So you can just chill, don't need to worry too much about time, just relax in between each set. We're building up very gradually. And let's go for the last one. So grabbing the ankles, lifting up, try to lift the chest and legs as high as you can, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So this is just the first of like the main back flexibility series, so I'm starting off fairly easy, and I will again advance these sessions as we go on with the sessions. I get some feedback, understand what you guys are working on and how I can help you. Going to be 2 more exercises we do today with back mobility. As I said, it is a bit of an introductory session to it, and we will get a bit more advanced and sessions will be a little bit longer, but obviously it's quite intense on the back, so we don't want to push it too much at the beginning. The next exercise we will do is a wall walk. So coming over to the wall, and we're going to basically reach our hands down and start to walk as far down the wall as we can. So ideally, obviously, you want to get to the bottom, but again, I'm well aware that if you're new to it, you probably won't be getting out to the bottom. So we're going to do 3 attempts in a row. As we come up, we're just going to drop the back forwards and then just lightly kind of press down, grab our ankles and really try and stretch out that lumbar spine. So reaching the arms up, and let's walk the arms down the wall as far as you can go. If you can go all the way down, brilliant. Coming back up, reaching up, and then bringing the back forwards, grabbing behind the ankles, and then coming up. Take a bit of time if you need to in between each set. If you don't, then let's go straight back into the next one, all the way down, and then coming back up, and then dropping down. When you get down to the wall, you can actually try, when you get down to the floor, sorry, you can try and push your armpits against the wall for a bit of an extra stretch. So let's go for the last one. Arms up, walking down the wall, all the way down. So if you can, try and get the armpits into the wall, and then walking the hands up, and then back up, drop the body forwards, and let's just go into 5 rocks and loop on our backs, as we did earlier. So a bit of a massage. And then we're just going to do 1 more set of these. 3, 2 more, 4, and last one, 5, and relax. Get ready for the next set. So coming up against the wall. As I said, take a bit longer if you need to, reaching the arms up, and let's walk down. So obviously the closer you are into the wall, the more difficult it's going to make it, the more mobile you're going to have to be. Walking the hands up, bringing the arms up, and then dropping forwards into our back, kind of release. And let's come up, ready for the next one. reaching the hands backwards, walking down the wall, armpits to the wall, and then back up, and then just coming forwards. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and coming up, ready for our last one. Hands walking down the wall, all the way to the ground, then pressing back, walking up, and then dropping forwards. And relax. So the last exercise we're going to do does involve a handstand and getting our legs to the wall. The reason I've kind of made it last is because then you can do the other exercises. If you can't for any reason do a handstand, you can just miss this one out. So let's stand up again, and we're going to kick into a handstand against the wall. I don't have a lot of room, as you can see. And then you're going to walk the hands kind of away from the wall, and then you're going to start to walk the feet down the wall until the point you can get, and then walking back up. And then we're just going to do 3, going back down, back up, and then 1 more. So walking the feet down, and then back up, then coming out. And we're just going to do 2 handstand. Hands coming away from the wall, which is unusual for a handstand. Walking the feet as far down as you can, then back up into straight, and then let's go again. So walking the feet down, and then back up, and let's go 1 more. Feet down, and back up, and then coming out. Grab a drink, and then 1 more set, so pause the video. So kicking in to our handstand, walking the feet out, and then walking the feet down, and then back up. So you might not be able to get nearly as far down as me, you might just get to about here. Let's go for the second one, so keep going, then back up, and then the last one. And then back up, and then coming out of that position, and relax. Well done guys, good session. I hope you enjoyed that kind of introductory session to backbends. I know it was quite intense, especially if you haven't done any backbend training before. Please subscribe to my channel as always, like this video if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for tomorrow's conditioning. Yeah, have a lovely day.